President Donald Trump told a gathering of top U.S. military leaders that dangerous cities in the country could be training grounds for troops. According to Associated Press, the president's declaration came during a litany of complaints about crime in places under Democratic leadership. "I told Pete," referring to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, "we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military," Trump said. The president has already demonstrated an eagerness to deploy troops against U.S. citizens, including deployments of the National Guard and active-duty Marines to Los Angeles earlier this year. He said, "We're going into Chicago very soon," something he has threatened before without acting on. Although the military is designed to handle foreign threats, the president emphasized his vision of using it for domestic purposes. "After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help we're defending the borders of our country," Trump said. "It's the enemy from within and we have to handle it before it gets out of control," he said. Trump's remarks referred to criminals and immigrants who are in the country illegally. Meetings between top military brass and civilian leaders are nothing new, but the gathering had fueled intense speculation about the summit's purpose given the haste with which it was called and the mystery surrounding it. Admirals and generals from conflict zones in the Middle East and elsewhere were summoned for a lecture on race and gender in the military, underscoring the extent to which the country's culture wars have emerged as a front-and-center agenda item for Hegseth's Pentagon, even at a time of broad national security concerns across the globe. In keeping with the nonpartisan tradition of the armed services, the military leaders sat mostly stone-faced through Trump's politicized remarks, a contrast from when rank-and-file soldiers cheered during Trump's speech at Fort Bragg this summer. Canada also popped back into Trump's head when he brought up the Golden Dome missile defense program he wants to build to protect the United States. "They want to be a part of it," he said. "I said, why don't you just join our country, become the 51st state and you get it for free." Earlier in the year, Trump had been pressuring Canada to join the United States as he threatened it with steep tariffs. Canada said it will never join the U.S.
I'm okay with that, but they hit me hard. But it is, I mean, when you look at, we've taken in, but together with many of you in the room, we've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on. But together with many of you in the room, we've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. But we're running it based on common sense and based on love of our country. But I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor, stupid. We have many cities in great shape too, by the way, I want you to know that. But it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war too. It's a war from within. Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone. And I get a call from the liberal governor, "Sir, please don't come in. We don't need you." I said, well, unless they're playing false tapes, this looked like World War II. Your place is burning down. I mean, you must be kidding. "Sir, we have it under control." I said, "You don't have it under control, Governor, but I'll check it, and I'll call you back." I called her back. I said, this place is a nightmare. And now we're treating them fairly. But the money coming in is, we've never seen anything like it. The other day they had $31 billion that they found, $31 billion. So we found $31 billion and we're not sure from where it came. We're investing tens of billions of dollars in modernizing our nuclear deterrence capabilities like never before. And we've begun construction on what we call the Golden Dome missile defense shield. It'll be the most sophisticated in the world. You watched it do well until they had some problems at the end with a little bit of a lack of ammunition, defensive ammunition, but they've got that taken care of. But I tell you, it's what we're doing is so good, and we deserve it. You know, we help other countries with it. We don't have it ourselves. And Canada called me a couple of weeks ago. They want to be part of it. To which I said, well, why don't you just join our country? You become 51, become the 51st state, and you get it for free. So I don't know if that made a big impact, but it does make a lot of sense. It actually makes, because they're having a hard time up there in Canada. And it's to fully embrace the identity of the Department of War. I love the name. I think it's so great. I think it stops wars. Now we are discovering American muscle, reasserting American might, and beginning the next story chapter in American military legends and lore. That's L-O-R-E. We will vanquish every danger and crush every threat to our freedom in every generation to come, because we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. I want to just thank you once again, and God bless the United States military, and God bless America. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pete. Great job you're doing, too. Fantastic job. I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is very... Oh, don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that. You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future. But you just feel nice and loose, okay? Because we're all on the same team. And I was told that, sir, you won't hear a murmur in the room. I said, we got to loosen these guys up a little bit. So you just have a good time. But I want to thank Secretary Hegseth. I'll never forget what happened to this country over the last 4 years with the incompetence. There could be no higher honor than to serve as your commander-in-chief. It is a great honor. I look at you, you're just incredible people. Central casting, I might add. To each and every one of you, I thank you for your unwavering devotion to the armed forces and to the country that we've all sworn a sacred oath to defend. We all have that oath, every one of us. I'm thrilled to be here this morning to address the senior leadership of what is once again known around the world as the Department of War. I know Pete spoke about it. He gave a great speech, I thought. No, he gave a great speech, but he talked about Department of War. We were sitting there together. We're reawakening the warrior spirit, and this is a spirit that won and built this nation. And from the cavalry that tamed the Great Plains to the ferocious, unyielding power of Patton, Bradley, and the great General Douglas MacArthur, these are all great men. In this effort, we're a team, and so my message to you is very simple. I am with you, I support you, and as president, I have your backs 100%. You'll never see me even waver a little bit. It's the way it is. And that includes our great police officers and firemen and all of these people that are doing so well. Together over the next few years, we're going to make our military stronger, tougher, faster, fiercer, and more powerful than it has ever been before. I rebuilt our nuclear, as you probably know, but we'll upgrade that also and just hope we never have to use it. We have to hope we never have to use it.